Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Good to see y'all. Got a little rain going on this morning, but I don't know. I haven't looked. I don't know how long it's going to last. But anyhow, Proverbs chapter 17. I have another verse that I want to share with you from Proverbs chapter 17. So I used to know this guy. He was a preacher, but he was also kind of like a comedian. He had a little presentation that he did that was much more comedic, and he used Proverbs 17:22 as sort of the theme verse for his little presentation. And it says, a merry heart does good like a medicine. All right. The whole verse says, a merry heart does good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones. And he was talking about how, just laughter, we have this saying, laughter is the best medicine. And this is kind of probably where that saying comes from. And just a happy heart can really help you be better, can help you feel better, can help you live better, act better, do better. But it's really more than just laughing at jokes. It's really more than just having a good time, because he says it's a merry heart. It's something that comes deep from within. It really would be more like what we would say is joy. It's something that abides inside of us. It's something that abides in our heart. It's something that gives us the ability to overcome. It's something that gives us the ability to have contentment. He says a merry heart does good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones. Because here's the problem. And we all face difficult times. We all face sad times. We all face times where we get mad. We all have an environment where things don't go our way and we don't like it. We all have that, and we overcome that. But there is a sadness that can deep seep into our spirit. A broken spirit, he says, dries the bones. Probably everybody has faced some sort of situation in their life where they have faced a great tragedy. They have faced a great heartbreak and a great heartache. And that thing is, as you will attest to, it can seep deep into your heart and deep into your soul. Verse 14 of chapter 18 in Proverbs says, the spirit of a man will sustain him in sickness, but who can bear a broken spirit? When that heart and that spirit gets broken, there's got to be some way to overcome it. And actually, that's what 17:22 is talking about, that a merry heart does good like a medicine. You see, when that tragedy and that hurt and that heartache gets deep down in there, the medicine that has to be deep down in there is joy. The medicine that's deep down in there has to come from the Lord. It can't come from outside circumstances. It has to be a deep, abiding joy, a deep, abiding peace, a deep, abiding commitment that comes from having God in your life and having God being the foundation of your life, and knowing you knowing that everything that comes into your life has to pass through the hands of God. It has to, which means he knows how to sustain you. So last Sunday morning in our sermon, I was preaching from John chapter 12, and a couple of verses that I talked about were 27 and 28. Now in John chapter 12, this is the beginning of the last week of Jesus's life. This is the very first day of that last week, or second day. This is the last week of Jesus's life. Jesus knows what's coming. Jesus knows what's about to happen. And he has this moment where he says, this is it. Now's the time. He says the hour has come, is the way that he says it. And he tells his disciples, he says, in verse 27, he says, my soul is troubled. He says, my soul hurts. My soul is aching, because he knew what was ahead, right? He knew what was coming. He knew what he was going to have to go through. He said, I am troubled. My soul is troubled. He said, but what am I going to say? Am I going to ask God to deliver me? And I'm kind of giving you the Brother Keith version. He said, I can't ask God to deliver me because this is the reason I came. It is for this hour that I came into the world. So you know what he said? He said, Father, glorify your name. He took it all and he put it into the Father's hands. He took it all and he put it into God's hands. And I just thought of a verse, and I wish I could. It's in Hebrews chapter 12, I think. I think it's about verse 2, where it talks about how Jesus endured the cross, despising the shame, for the joy that was set before him. Because of the joy that God could put in his life, and because of the joy that God could put in his heart, it's what gave him the strength to overcome everything that was ahead. Can you just say, Father, glorify your name. Can you just take whatever that situation is and just put it in God's lap and put it in God's hands and just say to God, look, I'm your child. You're responsible for me and you're responsible for my heart. And let him put that joy and that peace and that contentment in you so that whenever that heartbreak seeps in, that joy and that peace and that contentment, that merry heart is like a medicine and it can heal you. A merry heart does good like a medicine. Proverbs 17:22. God bless you guys. You use that and get out there in faith today. Love you. Bye.